Hello, everyone. Hi, Christopher Stewart again. I want to give you guys all an update on how the studio is going. I know it's been 2 weeks since I've been able to update you guys. So, a few things have happened since the last time I did an update. But before we get going, I'm going to start with a word of prayer, and then I'll let you guys know what's kind of been going on. Dear Jesus, God, thank you for giving us yet another day to just be able to come together and serve you and worship you. And God, I thank you for the doors you're opening and the doors you're closing. And I thank you for giving us strength and patience to be able to pursue you and just go after this plan that you've put before us, and keep us humble and keep us focused on you, and remind us that this is your plan that you've set in motion and not our own. And just help us to stay focused on you and remember that it's you and you alone we are doing this for. Just keep our minds pure, keep our hearts pure, and just remind us each and every day that we're doing this to serve you and you alone. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So, give me just a second here. Punch a few buttons, and we'll get into this update. Buttons. All right, so okay, cool. So, all right, hi everybody, and welcome to our fourth studio update for everybody. Like I said in the beginning, before I prayed, it's been 2 weeks since I've done an update. So a lot's actually happened since then. So let me explain to you what's happened. I'll also let you see my face. So hi, there's my face. But so a lot's happened since the last time that we did an update. So right after the last update that we did, we actually did a film challenge and a novel challenge, which is the reason why we didn't have an update for the last 2 weeks, is we were kind of tied up with doing those two things. So that kind of kept us busy, and that's the reason that we weren't able to update you on what was going on. But I'm here now to let you know what's been happening. So the particular people who own the land that we've been looking at, like all of you guys know, they hired a architect and a building inspector to go out and look at the pre-existing structures there and to see what condition they were in, and then let them know what needed to be done to fix them into the condition we would need them to be able to build the studio there. So if they thought it was going to cost too much to get the buildings in working condition, they'd rather just tear down the buildings and turn the land into farmland. But if the buildings were still fine and they were, good to be used, and they were going to let us use them. So that's been 3 weeks ago that they came out there and looked at everything. And when they initially came out there, the people who own the land didn't think that they looked too concerned and thought everything was going to be okay. But it's been 3 weeks now, and they haven't gotten a report back from them. So now they're starting to get a little nervous, and they're concerned that maybe something might be wrong. And that's the reason that they haven't contacted them back yet with anything. So that's kind of where that particular situation is. So coupled with that, we had a really great productive meeting with the state of Tennessee. And one of the things that they shared with us is they were really interested in us moving the county over from where we were interested in doing it. Because one of the things that Tennessee is looking at doing is trying to build up the smaller counties. Instead of just keeping the big counties big and the small counties small, they're wanting to kind of even out the playing field and bring some businesses into these smaller counties. So they were interested in having us move a county over from where we were. and they're willing to give us some really great incentives to do so, like some great tax breaks and that kind of stuff, to move over into those counties. So when the place that we were looking at let us know that they were getting kind of concerned about the condition of the buildings since it had been so long, and they hadn't heard anything back yet, we started looking at some other property and some other places, and we started looking at some in the county over where the state of Tennessee is more interested in having us at. And we found 3 different places that we're looking at right now. And there's a couple different things to weigh. So with the original place we were looking at, it had the land and it had the structures already existing on it. So getting started and having buildings was going to be fairly easy because they were already there. But with where the state of Tennessee wants us to do it, there isn't really any infrastructure since it is a smaller county. There's not a lot of the pre-existing infrastructure that we need. So we're going to have to build that ourselves. There's tons of land. One of the spots that we're looking at is 800 acres of land. So that's a lot of land, but we would be starting from scratch with building the whole facility. So that's something that right now we're currently weighing as to, how much is it going to cost to build entirely brand new buildings? How far is it going to set us back as far as schedule goes, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of where that particular situation is. So, but as far as the meeting with the state of Tennessee went, they were very helpful. They're definitely wanting us here and wanting us to do things here. So that was a really great just kind of affirmation that this is sort of where God's wanting us to go with that. And they're really helpful, and they gave us some great insights on some stuff that we needed to have together to be able to start moving towards this. And like I said, they did suggest that we move a county over because they had some great tax incentives to do that. They actually would be basically paying us to be in another county over, which is a pretty tempting offer. So we're looking into that to see if that's something we need to do. And then obviously with the long delay with the land that we've been looking at, that's kind of pushing us to look at other options as well within the area that we're wanting to stay in. So that's kind of been the biggest development so far, is the fact that we're kind of looking out into some other properties now, because it may be that the property that we're looking at is in worse condition than everybody thought it was. So it might be more reasonable to go someplace else. So that's what we kind of been looking at. We don't think it's going to set us back any, although we don't quite know yet. Like it's been said, we have until 2019, end of 2019 is kind of our ideal time to be open to the public. So we've got time. We have over a year. So we're just kind of looking at all the different options and trying to see what comes up. So along the way of prayer concerns, it would be really awesome if you guys could just keep this whole land ordeal in your prayers. Ask that God would show us where it is He's wanting us to be with this, where it is that He's made ready for us, and that we have the grace and understanding to go there. So if it's that first place we were looking at, just pray that God will show us how to make that work. And if it's something else, pray that God will just show us what else it is and move us in that direction. So it'd be really awesome if you guys could keep that in prayer. And a few other things. We've been redoing the website entirely as far as the information about the studio, so that you guys, a lot of people said that it was confusing. They weren't really sure what was going on as far as what the studio was going to be and all that stuff. So we've been trying to redo the website, get you guys some more information and stuff. And I really, really wanted it up tonight for everybody. But about 2 minutes before I started doing this live stream, the server decided to crash. So I'm going to have to wait till the server comes back online and then make sure that the whole website is still structurally sound before updating it for you guys. So you should have it by tomorrow afternoon, the new website with the new information on it. So I'll be sending that out to everybody once we have it, and it's live and everything's cool. So that's just another thing to keep in prayer too, is that everything goes smooth with the new website launch. So yeah, that is the studio update so far. So in a nutshell, we're starting to look at another county over from Hamilton County. Hamilton, Bradley County was the area we're looking at. The state of Tennessee is wanting us to look at Polk County, which is the county over, which is like Ocoee and Benton and a couple other little towns. So we're starting to look into there, see what's being offered there. Actually, Benton, which is one of the places that we've looked into, recently one of the bigger players in that city died, and all their land has gone up to auction. So it's highly possible that we can get some really great land for very cheap because of that. So that's one of the things we're looking into too, is that. So, just kind of keep that in prayer as we move forward, as that God shows, what to do. And if anybody has any information or leads on anything, let us know. And also, we are continuing to take in ideas of what the studio should be and how it should operate and all that kind of stuff. We've gotten some great ones from people already. So feel free to leave comments or suggestions. You can also email us at storytellers@sctreehouse.com and give us some advice on what you think we need to be doing and stuff. So one thing that we're also going to be doing here in the nearish future is we're going to start a prayer group, and we'll meet together and we'll do live prayers and stuff like that. So we can all just, cover this idea in prayer. So I think that'll be really cool once we get that going. But anyway, that's the update. I'm glad that you guys could hop on and share this time. And like I said, I apologize for the fact that we haven't given you an update in 2 weeks. But hey, you get an update now, so that's pretty cool. And I'll be back next Monday to let you guys know kind of what's unfolded since now, I guess, between now and then. I don't know what's going to unfold between now and then, but I'll be back then to let you know once I know. So thank you guys for everything that y'all done and for just joining us in this journey. And I think that's it. I think that's all I had to update you guys on. So I think the big thing is just that we're looking at other places now because of that development with the first place we were looking at. So like I said, that's not really saying it's back. It's just something else we're now doing. So yeah. All right. I'll have that website for you guys soon. Okay. So long.